Greetings and welcome back once again to Campaign Leipzig with Ney on the Katzbach. So, without further ado, let's see how the Allies have responded to my moves. Alright, falling back. Ooh boy. The Allied cavalry falls back some more, which makes sense, all things considered. What's he up to? Just more gunfire over here. A lot of indirect fire. His line here is still fairly intact, so that is not a good sign. So it means while I broke through and caused a nice big rout, it hasn't actually changed all that much. I've got 13 turns left to achieve something spectacular. Which, looking at it, it's going to be rather difficult. The Lieb Grenadier. Uh-oh, here they come. 500 dragoons are charging me head on. Which is probably gonna hurt. The terrain here is still pretty atrocious for me, unfortunately. This is gonna hurt. Not as much as I thought it would. That did hurt. 29. Hmm. 38. The various Russian and Prussian cavalry remains pesky. Oof. Another 49. 45. Those guns are being pesky. Thankfully, most of the Cossacks are still disordered or routed. It's all the more professional cavalry that I'm concerned with. Oof. Ow. That hurt. Alright, units routed. 2nd Battalion, 6th Leger, 3rd Battalion, 5th Italian Line. 16 units undisordered out of 60. 5 units rally. 9 units recover fatigue. 2 units routed. No one resupplied. So if we look here, they routed and they routed. All things considered, while that is still pretty atrocious, it's not quite catastrophic, I would say, yet. Well, I say that, but what's the losses like at the moment still? I've lost 9,500 to his 5.5. If I need to sort of get his casualties up more. So for now, guns, 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 guns. You will open fire there, as will you. Combine some 5.7 howitzers. You are to hit them boys for me. The Neapolitan horse guns. Hit them. Foot battery. And shoot that artillery. 6-pounder Neapolitan horse. Shoot at them. Other horse battery. I want you to blast. Blast those guns for me. Nice. Foot battery. Howitzer. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but nothing's all that surprising. So let's pull you back there. I will move you this way. And then these boys, I think, under Zatucci, are going to basically fall back into the woods. Wait, why am I doing that? Oh, I'm doing that because I wanted to clear lines of sight. That's why. Derp. Blast them. Well, hello there, boys. This should hurt him a lot. Bang. What did I get? 56. Not bad. Not bad at all. That one, not so good, but then they weren't shooting with as much firepower. For various reasons. The biggest of... not enough frontage. Howitzer. Kindly blast them. You will blast there. It's not a lot. My artillery is not performing as well as I would hope. Attempt to knock out another gun there, which we did, which is good. Alright, the rest of these will promptly change formation and advance for the goal of setting up yet another to move the battery, the quote Garand battery, further forward. You will blast them. Nicely done. The Hessian foot battery will blast them. This horse battery will not shoot at all, nor will that one. These boys need to come up and get closer. The Prince of Hessian, Prince of Hesse. Let's bring you a lot further forward. That hurts. And then these chasseurs will come round this side. Not sure why I was doing that again. Let's stick with what I wanted to do. We start down here. Alright, so starting down here. While I could continue this assault, I don't think it's at all worth it. For a great many reasons, I think, to be fair. I would say the biggest reason being probably just the sheer amount of Russians here. And with the struggles I had earlier, I again just don't think it's quite worth it. So I could fall back, but I would have lost all these men over here for nothing. I could move forward, but again, I don't think that's at all wise at the moment, for various reasons. So what could I do? I can stay here, I could fall back. Those are my two choices, really. You will go rejoin your battalion. You will go rejoin your battalion. You will rejoin yours. What else could I do here? Unfortunately, this various... Yeah, I think it's more that I think I'm actually going to fall back for the most part. This position is just too exposed for a great many reasons, but the biggest being the fact that I've got all that cavalry just sitting on my flank. So again, for the most part, I am just going to start falling back with Rochambeau's division. Now the guns, yeah, they're naturally doing their shtick. The other big choice I would have here is whether or not I could throw in this chunk of this division. Which I think I could, but again, what's the point? I would be running straight into a mass of Russian artillery, which is not really going to solve anything or achieve anything. Blink at them. So again, I could throw these two regiments forward, but I don't think I will. Now, over here, this is where the interesting part is. What do we do here? You are low ammo. You blink at them. Blink at them. Think at them. Now, I could push further forward and attempt to just bash them out of my way, but I think there's nothing to, quote, really exploit. The next best option I have would be throw a single battalion forward to try and win an exchange of gunfire. And with no horse guns there now, that's certainly possible. You will continue withdrawing that way. You're of no use to me now. Think at them. Think at them. The 14th. Oof. You can still be seen, unfortunately. You are no longer of any use to me. Now here, let's open fire on these on the Lieb Grenadiers. Inflict a good chunk of casualties. This battalion will open fire on the Lieb Grenadiers as well. Not nearly as good, but still at least decent. Commit these boys forward. Now, the problem here, I could send the Naples light infantry forward and try and achieve something with them. What about you? I could charge. What would I charge? Just straight into extended, lots of skirmishes. Yeah, not really worth it at all. Now, the Naples Elite Regiment. You know what? Let's bring you up. Form line. What can see you? You can't, you can, you can't. So those 4 guns there can see me. Which, all things considered... Oof. 28 men lost there. Oh, right, there's 7 guns there, isn't there? That's a little awkward. And they're heavy guns. Ugh. Now, I could commit the Naples lights forward. Try and help break something, but... The 312. In this case, I'm actually going to move these heavy guns forward. So I can try and... reorganize again. Yeah, the 3rd Battalion and the 4th Battalion of the 2nd Italian Lights are not in a good shape. disordered, routed, etc., etc., etc. Okay. I can get to there and continue to advance this lot. They will look to rejoin their battalions soon enough. Saint-Germain. The 145th. Now, if I do... You know what? I'll do that. I'm gonna get blasted by that artillery up there. But more... I am gonna get at least to do that. It's not a lot, but... you never know. It might be decisive. Ooh, actually... I could now charge there. Although I am going to get blasted by that artillery. If I did do that, I'd charge, say, the 8th Cuirassiers that way and try and just bash. I suppose it would really cause a good amount of chaos. But I don't think it's going to cause enough chaos. So, but now, these boys of General Albert's division will continue. Whoops, did not mean to do that. And then these boys will just try and rally over here. And then, what else? They're still all disordered, among other things, so... Sebastiani... Let's do this. There we go. 3 battalions. This entire regiment is about to hit here. Because thankfully they are facing the wrong direction. These are all, quote, can't be seen either, so I'm actually going to throw them forward as well. Uh, 135th. Again, with them facing those directions, it's not really conducive to anything major at this second in my advantage. Right, you can see me, so we'll go there. Now you can't. Advance, lose 10 men and then change into line. Just to try and ease off the losses from these guns. At which point I will also send forth these elements of cavalry. Now, again, this is all Excelmann's cavalry division over here. General Blucher with his cavalry is to push this direction. And then the Baden Dragoons that direction. The 9th Hussars. Fifth Hussars. 4th Lancers. And then this brigade will likewise zoom round the side on the grounds of getting round behind him. Again, so what's he lost? He's lost 2,000 cavalry to my 1,600. That's the real big kicker, isn't it? What do I do with this lot? You plink at them. Plink at them. Plink. And plink. I'll come back to whether or not to do something there, that's the question. Yeah, I think I will push the 1st Battalion of the 22nd further forward. 2nd Battalion of the 22nd will move up for 2 reasons. One, they will follow on and look to get into position. th 147th. Now, you will blast them from the square. You didn't do a lot, but every little bit helps. The Baden Foot Battery will head in front of these troops. Even if I lose the Baden Foot Battery in the end, I'd rather have him stuck in a deadly, dangerous position. So, 1st and 4th Squadrons of the 20th. These boys, which is the 2nd and 3rd Squadrons of the 20th. Up here. So, 1st Squadrons of the 23rd and 24th Chasseurs. The 906 men of those 2 regiments. And then finally these Hussars will be at the back. Sebastiani, you can move forward as well. Soyam. Let's move you that way. Now, over here, I've got 2 real choices. push the 122nd this way. It's a good 1,200 men. And they are fresh, so if he charged, he will probably chew me up, so I will naturally fall back into there, into those trees, and then open fire. These 3 battalions will move up and look to hit the West Prussian Grenadier Battalion. And then these 3 battalions will move up, open fire on the Silesian Landwehr there. You will go there. Yeah, I know you're mixed, but in this case, it's probably more valuable that they are mixed. Perfect. Or near perfect. I'll get blasted a little bit as I come that direction. But, and here's the big but, my position is still fairly, he says, fairly conducive to doing something. Now, the cavalry is still a little bit not in a brilliant spot. And I'm still thinking I do something with the heavy cavalry next turn. For 2 reasons. Because of the various guns. If I charge these boys, I could hit that. I could chop them up, but then I'm gonna suffer a case of. Yeah, I know what I should have done. I should have moved them further forward. Yes, they would have gotten blasted, but then I would have been able to go here, here, here. Oh well. And then you will do that, face this direction, so you could do the same as necessary. For now, however, I think that is going to be it. Let's bring up these guns. Now, do I still just throw these forward? I'm not entirely convinced. And until I am, they are not going to go anywhere. So for now, that shall be that. You will form line. You can't, but that's okay. I'll make him just blast the Hessian Lieb Guards. So again, all things considered, I'm, what is it, not nearly 10,000 at this point. Still, all things considered, could be worse. Could be a hell of a lot worse. And these chasseurs are visible from there, but they will go there then. Just to ensure that, well, if he wants to do something, he's going to have to come into all the billions of squares that I have. So until then, let's push on to the melee, where we've got you two, plus you. No prediction, interesting. Wow. That is disappointing, to say the least. I'm gonna lose, what? 13? 13 men and then another 62 to driving him back. Now if I do this as well, 4, 15. Okay. All things considered, that could be a hell of a lot worse. I wish I had thrown this battalion into this attack. It would have probably helped drive them off, but beggars can't be choosers, really. With the lead guard. So for now, while I could push into those Jaegers, I don't want to because, well, I'll get blasted in the face by those guns there, which is not conducive to being healthy. So I think that's that. Hopefully, the West Prussian Grenadier Battalion and the 2nd Battalion of the 6th Silesian Landwehr will start routing. I know I can't do anything about these dragoons as much, but we shall see. And then next turn or so, I should be able to get into a position to look to assault the orchard here, but it's questionable. Anyway, I thank you all for watching. I hope you have been enjoying this series. If you have, please consider hitting that thumbs up, subscribing, or leaving a comment. But until next time, I will see you all very soon. So until then, bye-bye for now.